This is Josef Benedikt Pallweber. He is known today for inventing the digital watch. Here's a broken one on eBay for $1,300. Here's a working modern replica for $68,000. Among some circles, he's known as the father of the flip clock. Here's his patent for a clock with changing numbers by falling double-sided numbered tablets. Pallweber also invented the Adix adding machine, and with his partner Adolf Bordt, started selling the device in 1903.
The Adix machine is a simple column adding device. It came in a nice box with a little hole on the side that was necessary for the device to still be used while in the box. Part of the mechanism extends beyond the hole. The Adix main appeal is that it exposes all the inner workings. Now this wasn't a style choice, but it was done out of necessity for the awkward clearing method. This device is a first version. There are 4 versions, well 5 really if you want to count the Dieras, but this first version is easily identified by a solid base plate, a metal spring, a single wire spring, and an off-centered accumulator. The differences between versions get a little bit nebulous. There are plenty of devices that straddle the line between versions.
For example, this Adix from historycomputer.com has a solid plate, which might make you think it was a version 1. But it also has an updated spring and a centered accumulator, which appear in version 2. It also has a lever to add 10. That feature was only available in version 3.
With no case and only 122 parts, the mechanism is very easily understood. Each of the keys drives a tooth rack, an amount proportional to the key. Here's 9, and as you can see, the angle gets more and more steep as we get down to 1. Here's 1, 9, 1. That tooth rack drives this bar, which then drives this pawl right here. And as I press 9, it goes back 9 years and moves it, rotates it 9 times. This is a carry gear that will drive the tens place. And here comes the carry gear around to drive the hundreds place. This large gear is for clearing only. Clearing this device is a little tedious. So you can press whichever number you want, but if you press 1, you rotate clockwise until you get to 99. Once you reach 99, you let go, and you see that this wire spring has trouble. And now, to clear the hundreds, you just press back on this. You rotate this counterclockwise, and it just slips. And that's how you clear. This device is a version 3. You can tell the base plate is not solid anymore. This one has brass gearing. The version 3s had this lever here, which was able to add 10, and it had an updated spring. This is not the original spring, and this spring actually somewhat interferes with the keys. But in essence, it works the same. You can press this to add 10 or 9. This one's not super reliable. Clearing is the same. Press 1 and rotate until you get to 99. On this version, it's nice that it will not let you rotate past 99, which simplifies the clearing just a little bit. When you release it, then you push back on this lever to clear it all out. Pallweber left the company in 1920 and Bordt took over. Around that time, the company added a clearing lever, which enabled them to put a case on it, this Bakelite cover. Again, it has a hole on the side, so the mechanism, because it uses the same mechanism, and it has a clearing lever. If I remove the cover, you can see that the internal mechanism is much the same. It doesn't have this gear on the side that was only used for clearing. Instead, it has this clearing lever. It uses the same tooth rack here. The pawls that drove it are now on the left side instead of the right, although they were on all but the version 1s. And the mechanism inside is much the same. It does have the clearing, some extra mechanisms in there for the clearing. When you clear on the Adieras, the first thing it does is disengage that main gear.
In addition to the Adix, the company made other and bigger adding machines and 4-function mechanical calculators, but they were never as popular as the Adix. The Adix was popular enough to spawn some clones. They are even harder to find than the original. The Adix was built as late as the 1950s, which is impressive for such a lackluster device, whose cover hid everything that was intriguing about the device in the first place. Now if I could just get my hands on one of those clones.